At the height of the pandemic, many states were placed under strict quarantine measures to stop the virus from spreading. New York City was one such state affected by these lockdowns. The footage you're about to see was captured during this period via the CCTV system of a local daycare center. Due to the restrictions, the center was shut down, and no one was allowed in or out of the building. Yet, it seems not all forms of life adhere to such rules. Strangely enough, a stationary box inexplicably fell off a table, followed by a rocking toy moving on its own. This was particularly strange given that the building was completely off limits, except for its employees, who were all at home because of the lockdown. Whatever force caused these events was never seen again, making this a one-time phenomenon. On September 2nd, 2023, a young man named Stan had an unsettling experience while home alone, or so he thought. His girlfriend Marissa had gone out to pick up groceries, leaving Stan to relax and watch TV. However, not long after she left, Stan experienced something he would never forget.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. I'll talk to you.
Out of nowhere, he heard a voice coming from the opposite end of his house. Grabbing his camera, he decided to investigate. As he approached the source of the sound, it became disturbingly clear that the voice was mimicking his own. This bizarre occurrence was especially unsettling because entities known as mimics, spirits that imitate human voices, are often known to impersonate loved ones as a way of manipulating or luring their targets. In this case, however, the mimic chose to imitate Stan himself, for reasons unknown. Following this encounter, Stan vowed never to trust a voice unless he could see its source, and given what happened, who could blame him? Yet, this would not be Stan's final encounter with the supernatural. Just a day after his encounter with the mimic, he was preparing a meal when loud, aggressive noises erupted from the adjacent room. Once again, he decided to investigate, but this time he wished he hadn't let his curiosity get the better of him.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing. You can literally hear that. You can literally hear that. No. What the fuck? Oh my god. No.
This second incident was even more puzzling, as it seemed to involve a different type of spirit altogether. Unlike the mimic from the previous day, this entity created physical disturbances, behavior not typically associated with mimics. Realizing he was dealing with more than one entity, Stan contacted his local church to cleanse the house. A priest was sent to perform an exorcism, but no updates have been provided since. It's presumed the ritual worked, though we can't say for sure. In Guadalajara, Mexico, a spine-chilling event unfolded in a hospital, captured late one night by a doctor and nurse on break while awaiting their next patient. Since it was nearing the early hours of the morning, the hospital was quieter than usual, giving the pair some time to chat and laugh, but their light-hearted moment quickly turned dark.
Es que te estoy enfocando a las boobies. Ah, no mames.
¿Qué?
Pasó algo.
¿Qué pasó? No mames.
A ver, ven. No mames, pasó algo, te lo juro que pasó algo,
Se mueve, ya se mueve.
Vete a la verga.
Yo no voy.
No mames.
At around 2 a.m., a shadowy figure glided past the doors in the doctor's line of sight. Intrigued, he went to investigate, only to find no one on the other side of the doors. Initially, he thought he might have been imagining things, but unfortunately, he wasn't. Moments later, a piece of medical equipment used to assist patients began moving on its own. It was then the doctor connected the dots. Just a week prior, a patient had passed away in that very room, and the equipment was something they had relied on during their stay. Both the doctor and nurse believed this was the spirit of the deceased patient returning to visit. Given the patient's kind demeanor in life, they weren't afraid. Over the next decade, reports of unusual activity in the room persisted, though no harm ever came to anyone who witnessed it. Dolls are widely considered to be among the most likely objects to become possessed, and countless stories seem to back up this claim. The clip you're about to see is another addition to that long list, though no one was harmed. It did, however, leave Kobo, the man behind the camera, thoroughly spooked. Years before this footage was captured, Kobo had purchased the doll for his daughter, but she had since outgrown it. The family decided to donate the doll along with other old toys to a children's charity, but this plan quickly changed after what happened next.
Dude, I swear this box just fucking moved on its own. Should we do that again? Oh shit!
To Kobo's shock, the doll, which had never moved before, suddenly shifted on its own. This left him questioning whether the doll was upset about being given away, or if it had been moving all along without anyone noticing. While we may never know the truth, feel free to share your theories in the comments. What we do know is that Kobo decided to burn the doll in a campfire to rid his home of its presence, but the spirit attached to it might not have been so easily destroyed. 2 days after the doll incident, Kobo experienced another chilling encounter. He was sitting in his living room when something truly bizarre occurred.
So I'm at my desk, and I just heard the water in the bathroom turn on by itself. This is the first time something's happened outside my room. So... If you're in here, can you move the curtain again? Alright. Do you want me to leave?
Typically, when faucets turn on by themselves, it's dismissed as a plumbing issue. However, in this instance, the handle visibly moved on its own, indicating that something tangible must have caused it. As if that wasn't enough, the curtains in the room began to sway without any discernible cause. Despite thoroughly inspecting the area, Kobo found nothing that could have triggered these events. If 2 paranormal events weren't enough to convince Kobo to leave, what happened next was the final straw. As previously mentioned, Kobo burned the doll to ashes to ensure it couldn't harm his family, yet, somehow, the doll returned. Against all logic, the burned doll reappeared in his home and even moved on its own. This horrifying sight left Kobo with no choice. Without hesitation, he began the process of selling the house and managed to move out within 3 days. Since then, no further updates have been provided, leaving us to wonder whether the spirit followed him to his new home. For now, all we can do is hope that Kobo and his family are safe from whatever was haunting them. The following video features a man named Joshua who returned to his house to feed the family cats. Over the past few months, Joshua and his family had been dealing with numerous paranormal occurrences in the home, leading them to start the process of moving out. This particular visit would be one of Joshua's final times entering the house alone. Initially, everything went smoothly. He fed the cats without any issues. However, this peaceful moment didn't last for long. Watch what happened next.
So me and my wife have been living in this apartment for about 6 months now. We've been living in this apartment complex for about 4 years, probably more than that. For the past 2 weeks, some weird things have been happening in our son's room. Stuff have been like moved around, and we keep hearing noises, and it sounds like stuff's being like closed and shut. I've never got anything like actually on camera. My wife is actually staying with my baby at my mom's because they're kind of like freaked out right now. We're about to move out anyway, but they're just staying there for the time being because it's weird and we don't really have any explanations for it. Not that I think it's ghosts, but I don't have any other explanations for it. So I wasn't gonna record, but I came here to feed the cats. We have 2 cats who have to stay here, unfortunately, because my mom is allergic to cats. So I came over to feed them, and I noticed that in his room, my son's room back here, there's one of my cats, I can hear his toy being played. And you can't really hear it right now. But we keep the door closed because, one, we always kept the door closed because we don't want the cats to go in there and get hair all over because they're really floofy cats. But I can hear the toy playing, and it was not on before. It is playing right now, and I don't know why it's playing right now. I didn't leave it on, but even if I did leave it on, like, I'll turn it off. Even if I did turn it on, it wouldn't automatically play. You'd have to, even if I brush over the keys, it doesn't really go. So you'd have to really press the button and make it go. And it was not on, and it turned on, and I could hear it, and that's why I started recording. And now that I'm looking around, there's stuff knocked over, this plant's knocked over, this fake plant's knocked over. There's books on the ground, the wipes are on the floor. I don't know what is going on. And there is no one here. I am here by myself. There is nobody here. I'm here by myself. I'm in the closet right here. I'm just trying to debunk everything. There's nothing here. Did you see that? Am I insane? Am I insane? Someone just walked by the window, and I will go out there and show you that no one is here. This door is locked. This is the door you're just looking at. This door is locked. There's nothing out here. Nothing out here. There's a closet door. This is also locked. I don't think we've ever opened that door. It's always been locked. Just the weirdest things are happening. Weirdest things are happening.
While Joshua was alone in the house, his son's toy suddenly turned on by itself. What made this incident especially creepy was Joshua's demonstration of how difficult it was to activate the toy. It required deliberate pressure to work, ruling out the possibility of it being triggered accidentally. As unsettling as this was, it wasn't even the most disturbing moment. Out of the corner of his eye, Joshua caught sight of a human-like figure moving past the window outside. When he went to investigate, he found no signs of anyone being there. Either an incredibly swift intruder was playing tricks on him, or the ghost had revealed itself. Regardless of the truth, Joshua admits he's relieved to be leaving the house for good. On the night of November 12, 2024, a young woman named Olivia experienced one of the most horrifying moments of her life while lying in bed. The incident took place around 1 a.m. and involved a doll she owned, which was not designed to move, talk, or function without direct human interaction. To Olivia's shock and terror, the doll began singing the well-known children's lullaby, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, adding to the fright. It repeatedly blinked its eyes, despite not being built to do so. Terrified, Olivia quickly got rid of the doll and tried to go back to sleep. Unfortunately, the nightmare was far from over. Later that same night, another one of her toys inexplicably came to life. This second doll, unlike the first, was capable of blinking, but what truly frightened Olivia was that it also began to sing. The unexpected behavior was too much for her to handle, and in a panicked state, she threw the doll out of her bedroom window. The following morning, her father took drastic action by disposing of all her dolls, hoping to prevent any similar events from happening again. Since then, there have been no updates on Olivia's situation. What do you think? Is Olivia truly safe now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This footage was captured at approximately 3 a.m. on January 30th, 2015, in the home of a young man named Michael. Leading up to this recording, Michael had been frequently woken up during the night by unsettling noises. Determined to find the source, he decided to investigate on this particular night, only to be met with an encounter that revealed the spirit's sinister nature.
Okay guys, so it's about 3:20 in the morning. Like clockwork, it started scratching and banging again. So it just don't stop. Can't sleep. And I've decided I'm gonna go up this time. I'm gonna take the camera up. You can hear it now. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna face this thing. I'm gonna just see if we can catch something on tape and I don't know, just see what we get. Hello? Hello? Look. If you're there, I want you to leave my house. Nah, fuck this. I'm staying downstairs. Do whatever it wants. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done.
Shortly after stepping into the attic, Michael commanded the spirit to leave his house. Shockingly, at that exact moment, a box was hurled directly at his face. Encounters like this, where spirits physically attack someone, are rare and suggest malevolent intent. After this disturbing event, Michael stopped sharing updates with his YouTube audience, leaving the situation shrouded in mystery. All that's known is that he eventually moved to a new house, but it remains unclear whether the spirit followed him to his new location. In the next incident, a mother had left her dog alone at home while she worked long shifts at her demanding day job. Due to her schedule, her eldest son, Oscar, was tasked with checking in on the pet and feeding it. When Oscar arrived, everything seemed normal at first, and he quickly filled the dog's bowl with dry beef food. However, this brief sense of calm was short-lived.
Okay, so it's doing it again. That switch down there is on. You can see it past my shaking. This one is on, okay? It's Mom. See what I mean? It's fucking... You can hear it. You fucking... Mom, nope.
Out of nowhere, the lights in the house's main hallway began flickering on and off without anyone touching the switches. In most cases, This might be attributed to an electrical issue, easily fixed by a professional, but upon closer inspection, the switches themselves could be seen moving, as if manipulated by an unseen force. This ruled out technical issues and left the family baffled. To this day, they have no definitive explanation, but the most plausible theory is that the activity was caused by a ghost. Another unsettling experience occurred when a man chose to sleep on the couch so his friends could use the beds during a visit. Around 1 a.m., the group decided to turn in for the night. The man, accustomed to having a nightlight in his bedroom, lit a candle near the couch to provide some light. What he didn't realize was that something else in the room strongly disliked the candle's presence. In a show of apparent frustration, the spirit began slamming the door repeatedly. Initially confused, the man quickly connected the dots and realized the light source was the issue. As soon as the recording ended, he blew out the candle on the counter. Strangely enough, once he did this, the activity ceased and he was left unharmed. While the ghost's actions seemed threatening, it's possible the spirit was merely giving a warning rather than causing direct harm. For months, a family had been experiencing paranormal disturbances in their home, with each member reporting incidents in the same specific areas. Unfortunately, none of their accounts were taken seriously, as they hadn't captured any proof on camera. Frustrated and desperate, the father decided to film 5-minute clips at random times throughout the day in hopes of catching evidence. Did his plan work? Let's find out.
Thought someone was in my house.
One evening, while sitting on the couch watching TV, the father decided to try recording again. Although his previous attempts yielded nothing, this time he struck gold. Out of nowhere, a door in the house closed on its own. What made this particularly eerie was that no one else was home at the time. While such a sight might terrify most people, the father appeared relatively unfazed, possibly relieved to have finally captured proof of the activity. However, the day wasn't over, and the entity had more in store. Later that same evening, after the entire family had returned home, the spirit made another appearance. This time, it seemed to be making no effort to avoid the cameras.
So the TV turned off right now by itself. This has been happening too.
Nah, dude. Something like that, dude, you gotta... I feel like I've seen that before. You gotta, whenever since I was young, you gotta like call it out or something. Like, you just gotta call it, like
creepy,
literally, bro. Just like, is anybody here? Is anybody here? Like, no, you just anybody here? Throw.
What was that? I think it was upstairs. Sounded like a big old bang. This has been happening, bro. Ooh, it's dark as f up here. Oh, dude, it looks creepy. It looks creepy up here, bro. Oh, shit.
Turn off down here.
Go. I don't want to be up here,
The
bro.
light just turned off down here.
Holy fuck.
The light over there just turned off. I'm not even joking.
Let's just go.
We should just get out of here. The light just turned off down here. Yeah. The light over there just turned off. I'm not even joking.
Should we just go?
Yeah, I think we should leave. I think we should just get out of here. Honestly. Honestly, I'm not even grabbing nothing. I'm just gonna go. Can we just go?
Unlike earlier instances, the spirit's behavior was now bolder, as if it wanted to ensure it was seen. You have to commend the family for how they handled the situation. They refused to let fear take over, knowing that spirits often gain strength from their victims' terror. By staying composed, they likely prevented the entity from becoming more powerful. That said, the events were undeniably chilling, and to this day, no one on the internet has been able to provide a concrete explanation. Perhaps you might have some insight. Feel free to share your theories in the comments. On July 12, 2019, a boy named Billy experienced one of the most terrifying moments of his young life. Billy had been raised in a devout Catholic family and had been blessed as an infant, but based on the events captured in this footage, you wouldn't think so. One of Billy's first baby shower gifts was a small wooden cross that was hung in his room, intended to provide him with protection from evil. However, it appears this charm might not have worked as intended. Billy never explained to his parents why he reacted in such a way, but it's speculated that it could stem from a traumatic memory or deep-seated fear. One popular theory suggests that he might have watched a movie or TV show involving crosses that left a lasting impression on him. Others believe something far more sinister could have been at play, such as an evil spirit influencing his behavior. Thankfully, Billy eventually overcame his fear of the cross, and it no longer affects him as it once did. The next piece of footage was taken in the downstairs living room of Tanya, a single mother of two. It was recorded during the afternoon while her children were still at school. Tanya was getting ready to pick them up when her dog, Bailey, began behaving very strangely. At first, she was completely baffled by Bailey's actions, but the reason behind them became apparent soon enough.
Okay, so Bailey, come here. She's acting really strange today. I don't know what's going on with her. What is it, Baze? I don't see anything. Bailey. What? What is she looking at? Bailey? What was that? Did you just hear that? Bailey. She keeps looking over here. I don't know what her deal is, but something's not right. God, what is that noise? Bailey, what is it? What the fuck? Oh my God, did that chair just move? Oh my God. Oh shit.
Without warning, the chair positioned near the cabinet suddenly jerked backward toward Tanya, startling her immensely. What made the situation even more unusual was that Bailey, typically a noisy dog, didn't bark at the unexpected noise. This was highly out of character for the pet. The combination of the chair's movement and Bailey's odd behavior led Tanya to conclude that a ghost was likely responsible for the event. Terrified, she quickly leashed Bailey and left to pick up her children. Once home, she remained extremely cautious. According to Tanya, no further incidents occurred in the house after that day, but with no additional updates, it's unclear if the spirit has truly left for good.